this is happening. It's summertime. Had our last basketball tournament. We have exactly 30-ish days to trailer races. This is our trailer race rig. 98 Ford Explorer, 4-liter automatic. This was a light rollover. It was dinged up on pretty much all four corners. We bought it for a song and a dance. Did need a radiator and some other stuff when I came across it when we bought it. If you're not familiar, it's like a demo derby in a way, in that the goal is to knock your opponent's trailer off of their tow rig. You can hit the trailer, you're not supposed to hit the tow rig. It's a circle track type race, fairground type event. So, yeah, I mean, it's a hoot. We ran this in 2019, built it for that year. We made it through our heat, but we had a chintzy little skid plate. I'm going to show you. We had a chintzy little skid plate under here that ran from the bumper down to the cross member, or cradle, I guess you would call it. And it didn't help at all. The first guy I hit, I went up over his trailer. And if you can see the downfall to the Explorer, just like most Ford vehicles of this vintage, is the radiators down there. Immediately destroyed the radiator. The thing ran hard the entire heat. I made it out of the heat. I think 12 or 13 cars started the heat. When it was down to 6, they flagged it, and then those 6 cars went on to the feature. But we had heat soaked the engine horribly. It was beyond, the temperature gauge was pegged when I pulled off the track. I didn't know it at the time. It was running so good. And we didn't get enough time to let it cool down before the feature. And bottom line is, it wouldn't start. So by the end of the feature, it started and drove on the trailer. Damage report. This guy, that's a big gaping hole in the tailgate. That's from the tongue of the trailer when it came off, and then at one point bounced into the tailgate. We've got a little scuff here. Of course, we're all about the freedom. The hardest hit we took in the front end was to the left front, to the bumper and to the skid plate. Engine got so hot that the 2-piece plastic intake manifold deformed. Whether it's the silicone gasket, the plastic itself, it had a really bad vacuum leak at the end of everything once we got it home. So got a top end of the intake from the U-Pullet, new silicone O-ring gasket thingo-jiggers, U-Pullet radiator, and fired it back up. Still runs great. No check engine light. However, a little steam comes out of the tailpipe. We heard a head gasket or cracked the head, but it runs good. We're going to run her again. We did do some damage to a hard power steering line. I have one of those to put on yet. And then we're going to redo our skid plate. We do have the, gosh darn it, what's the technical name for this secondary piece of grill here? The fascia, I'll call it it's not the fascia, but you know what it is. We got to put that back on, dress it up a little bit. Touch up paint that's already received some hammer treatment. Straighten the bumper just a little bit. We took a shot here. Took a shot there. That's been repaired. Took a shot back here. That's been repaired. We were repping Trooper Jerry Smith, who was killed in the line of duty in 2019. That year. This year we're going to be repping somebody else. You have to stay tuned for that. But yeah, so really we got to beef up the front end of the truck. We got to clean it up. It's full of leaves and pine needles and stuff. It's been sitting in the trees all winter long. Change oil. And we got to make a list here. Oh, we're going to cut the exhaust off. I didn't cut the exhaust off because it ran so good. But I found that during the race, everybody else or a lot of the other competitors did have their exhaust cut off and had zoomy headers and whatever else, depending on what kind of monstrosity you decided to bring to the competition. And there was a couple times, and you can go back and look at our Facebook page, Freedom One Garage Facebook page. If you follow back, you'll see the video from 2019. But I got in a couple pileups and got jammed in there, and I had so much noise going on around me, I couldn't hear whether the Explorer was running or not. So I did figure out that I need to be able to hear it. And the stock exhaust was too quiet when I got surrounded by hillbilly creations from other folks in and around Nebraska. So we're cutting the exhaust off. What else do I have on my list? Clean it up, bumper, skid plate, change the oil. We're going to be ready to go. Skid. Let's go walk over and see the trailer here. There's the Falcon waiting in line. There's the Dodge Dart. John's F-250. We did find parts for the F-250. We'll get into that in another video. So here's our trailer. I'll back up so you can see the whole thing. Sorry, I'm in the trees. There. So my neighbor helps out with the portalets when it comes to detasseling season around here. And so he was able to find me a damaged portable toilet. Another good friend of mine came up with a 3/4 ton F-250 pickup box trailer. He cut the frame. He made the trailer. Thank you, Jamie. I know you'll watch this eventually, and I know you'll be either in the pits or in the stands this year. Really beefy front end. We got the clamshell hitch on it. And then one of the rules is 3/8 chain. So we did. I mean, you look at that in my hand. There's beef there. Jamie's a hell of a fabricator. If you've seen in some of the videos in the background, you might have seen the cardboard cutout of Vladimir Putin, and that went in there, and then we called it Vladimir Poopin. And as you went around the track, it'd fly open and Vladimir would be sitting there in the portable toilet. So that's kind of fun. The trailer took a beating. You can see this side really got beat up. It'll be fine. We're going to roll her a new coat of paint on here. We've got a new idea for the outhouse guest. That's going to be awesome. But overall, here, let me show you the biggest thing with this. And we'll come back out here. Anyway, here's where the Explorer is parked right next to it. But look at the height just right there. So we're going to drop that down so it's not quite as easy for somebody to get under us and flip us over. Trailer ran great. I didn't get a single flat tire in the heat. I wish we could have made it out for the main. It is what it is. We survived. We're going again this year, and it's going to be awesome. So for right now, we're going to concentrate on the Explorer, and then we'll do the trailer. Let's get after it. I got maybe 3 days of work, and maybe more than that, probably 4 days, because Jalen wants to repaint the whole trailer. We're going to update it with the Freedom One Garage logo and stuff like that. Because Freedom One Garage didn't exist in 2019. And like you've seen on our Facebook page and other places, this is our namesake. So we're not the only ones into America and into freedom, but this was how we decided to paint this truck. By the way, we didn't plan it this way, but on each side, just because of the way, I don't know, that it happened, 13 stripes. And so then, when it came time to do the blue and the white stars, there's 50. Between the fenders and the hood, there's 50 stars. So, it was meant to be, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to pull this out. And first things first, we're going to get this kink out of the front bumper. The skid plate will go underneath both of these through here. And we're also going to come from the corner of the bumper into the frame like that with some reinforcement on each side. Okay, just like that. We got her pretty well straightened out. There's still a little problem here. We'll have to get this twisted around. We'll jack up on that. I think the top's as good as it's going to get. In the meantime, let's show you under here. That skid plate got pushed up into this hard power steering line that goes into the rack right there, and it's smushed flat. So the steering works, but it doesn't work great. I was able to get that part at the you pull it. Uh-oh. What did I do? Here it is. We have replacement. So Anderson Self-Serve in Kearney, Nebraska. The cleanest, nice people, cleanest yard I've been to. Great place, great folks, fair prices. So we're going to throw this on now, get that done, and then we'll start making a cardboard template for a skid plate. Okay, I got the fan going, so it might be kind of hard to hear me, but we got up in here, I think I'll focus a little bit. The line comes up, and goes back into there. Now on this end, you see it's just smashed up against the fitting, and the fitting is shoved over that way. So we're going to get creative here. We're going to get a cutoff wheel and cut this line off right at the fitting, and then hopefully a vice grip will get the job done. And there comes the fluid. Start leaking in a couple places now. That's our old line. Let's see if we can't onto here. Nothing. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Man, that's a relief, I'll tell you what. Oh, I'll leak some more there. Look at that. Look at that fitting, how it got pushed over. Really lucky, number one, that didn't break during the race. And number two, that we were able to get it off. So before I leak all of the power steering fluid out of this thing, we're gonna throw this away and get the new line in there. There's that end. That went right in. And hopefully this end also goes right in. Look at that. Now we just gotta tighten things up. So now we'll come in with the good fitting wrench. Give that one a good old tightening. And then I gotta end it here so I can get this other side. I gotta wrench my arm up in front of this camera. There we go. That's what she's supposed to look like. Nice and straight, no kink. Everything's tightened up. I'm telling you what, that job, hang on, my tripod screwed up. That job was, I was, you know, best case scenario, 15 minutes, worst case scenario, half a day if that fitting doesn't come out. We got best case scenario. Doesn't happen very often, but it did. But I showed you once, here's that fitting again. Just gonna kind of show you. That's how distorted that fitting was. There's the from the other side. So again, number one, lucky it didn't break during the race. Number two, lucky it came out in one piece. So that's fixed. We're going to start it up, check power steering fluid. It'll steer a lot easier now. I'm batting 1,000 getting things done the easy way this evening. Here's what I came up with. Simple pre-runner type skid plate. And yes, the bumper's not totally flat on the bottom. We'll do some massaging with the Hamler on there, but from the underside, we're going to come down to the front support, cross member, whatever. Gosh dang, I can't think of the word for it. We'll put 3 or 4 bolts through that there. I'm going to try and leave this bolt on. I don't really want to weld it on just in case we got to service something or get it off for some reason in a emergency service situation. And then, so it's 30 inches front to back, 27 inches wide at the front, or at the bumper. Sorry, 27 inches wide at the bumper, 15 inches wide. We do have a cooler line here. We'll pop that up and tie it up a little higher. This is the bottom of the radiator, so we have plenty of room. This is just plastic that's sitting there. We have plenty of room. We'll put some ribs at least in here to really strengthen it up. And then up here, you'll be able to see right down in there, of course. But we've got the entire width of the radiator pretty much protected. I suppose we could come out and build another chunk up to here. We might do that. That's how the factory one was kind of shaped. I guess we could come out and build something from the frame to that part of the skid plate, just to kind of box in that radiator. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, that's the start. Jalen's going from Dairy Queen.
get cut off. I got here, I have to get cut out and you will see it redo it. You will, okay.
Skid plate, get you caught up. Driver's side, underneath, all protected. And then passenger side. From the front. That's what it looks like. Now we'll take it all down, we'll measure how many square feet of steel we need, and we'll spend some money tomorrow. Hey guys, it's been a couple days. As usual, we just kind of jammed out on some of this stuff to get it done, but I think we're ready. There's your final product. The front end's back together, the panel that supports the actual grill is on. Jalen's got the lights installed, the tongue's ready to rock. Skid plate. Let's get you in here and see the skid plate. We modeled this skid plate after a factory skid plate that we had again a couple years ago and destroyed because it just wasn't strong enough. The same basic design, it attaches to the vehicle the same way. So here's kind of where we're at. It's gonna be nice. Should hold up pretty well. Should give us quite a bit of protection for our radiator, and we're looking forward to testing it out on somebody else's trailer. Fresh paint on the portable toilet. Got fresh decals on the trailer. Repping YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And even a little target for people to aim for if they want to. Jalen even touched up the bumper and gave the horseshoe a little bit of paint and flair. So she's ready. Mechanically went ahead and put a different starter in it. It was cranking over a little slow, I thought, so replaced the starter with a used one. And I sprung for a brand new battery. We also sprung for a better actual ratcheting hold down for the battery lid. Got just a few days until race day, but I'm telling you, I feel pretty good. We're gonna be ready, and she's ready to rock. So got a couple more videos coming your way real soon, so please subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications if you click the bell too, and you can see those videos first. Like our videos, comment. We'd appreciate it if you comment. We read the comments and we'll reply to every single one. So we appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.